What is up, Tears? Today we're reviewing Peak Man and Lois. Superman and Lois ended a couple days ago. I just finally watched the episode last night, and these are my thoughts. This show has been great, pretty much going up until this final season. And with all the Warner Brothers changes and, selling stuff and this and that, and the mergers, whatever, they pretty much ended their deal with CW. And so that's why Flash ended like last year. And then, Legends of Tomorrow got canceled, Batwoman's canceled, all this other stuff, which some of those got canceled just because of viewers. But Superman and Lois was the one show that they kept because HBO, I believe it was HBO, Warner Brothers was just funding it. And they were pretty much just airing on CW because I guess they thought they would get them more viewers. Could have just put it on HBO Max, but they didn't. And so this show is now, this season is not a final season, so instead of them continuing on, they're like, we'll just give you like a lower budget, which you can tell because a lot of actors aren't in this, or somebody will show up in the first episode but they won't be in until the very last episode, and they gave them a condensed season. So this season is 10 episodes, and really and truly I feel like this is their best season. I need to go back. I would say it's definitely better than the last two at least. I don't know if it's better than season one. I don't really remember season one the most, but it just has this magical feel to it. Like, this feels like Superman. It feels like exactly what I want. This is what I want David Cornsweet Superman to be like. Tyler I think it's Lachlan. He just does a great job of Superman. He was kind of like a jobber Superman in the Supergirl show, but now that he has his own show, like, it's just every time I see him on screen, he's a presence. As Clark, he's trying to do what's right for his boys. He's trying to do, what's right for everybody. He just feels like Superman. And so in this season, you learned that Lex Luthor, played by my boy from Walking Dead, he is kind of coming into play because he feels like he got wrongly accused for a crime he didn't commit because Lois and Clark were investigating him back when they were working at the Daily Planet back in the day. And he goes to prison for this stuff for a while. He basically loses contact with his daughter or whatever. And so the whole season is pretty much him just like, I'm going to get my revenge. I'm going to kill you guys. And so at the finale last season, he had Doomsday come into play, which Doomsday is really cool in this show because they used the Bizarro Superman to make, Doomsday. And so I'm liking the lore stuff they're twisting up this night. Everything's really good. And so Doomsday comes, pretty much kills Superman. And so we pretty much go, I think it's like almost an episode or so without Clark. And then, he gets revived and there's plot reasons why. But they don't do like the normal like Superman resurrection. And so, now Superman's aging, is a little bit weaker than he was. And you get a whole lot of scenes where Clark's not using his powers. In a particular, a fight scene with him and Lex Luthor on the street. And it was just so good. Like, everything about this season just feels great. The stuff they do with Superman's character just feels really good. And the supporting cast too. And so that's what I want to touch on is that, this show kind of has the main issue that I was saying before where they have like the budgetary things. So they wouldn't have this cool fight in episode 1 and this big fight in the finale and a couple fights mixed in there. But like I said, street fights, something like that, we're not really using power, stuff like that. And so they're trying to cut corners where they can. So like you'll have a character show up, like I said, they spend, I believe it's episode 3 or 4 of the season, showing these people get married, but like they don't show them again until the finale. And that's pretty much because they really can't. They can't have all these people every single season, or not every single season, but every single episode like they did in previous seasons due to this budget. And I still feel like the way they told this story, it wasn't like they were missing. I feel like episode 1, there's 2 major characters coming into play. One just kind of like, where they at? But outside of that, it's very small. Like, it's very small, noticeable, because most of these people are just side characters anyways. And I would almost kind of say that their character arcs were kind of filler in a way, like back in the day, like early season 2 and 3. Like, I feel like it was more just kind of like, hey, we're filling out this gap, we're having this and that. And so you get less of this teeny bopper stuff with the boys. You get less of, this is happening, some characters getting divorced. No, like, it's just straight on plot. It's literally Lex wants these people dead. He's taking any extremes. He like tries to kill the mayor. Seems like a hitman after, and like it's just all this crazy stuff. Characters are getting killed. Characters are dropping. Like they know it's the final season and they don't care. And this is definitely, I would say, one of my favorite Superman stories, at least told on TV and film. It's really damn good. Like, they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what their audience is. It doesn't feel like a CW show in any means, but it never has because, like I said, who's producing and stuff like that is aired on there. And I really feel like this is a show that'll be missed. And, I read a comment the other day before I watched the finale, and somebody was kind of like, oh, cause you got those James Gunn haters that love Snyder and stuff like that, which I like the Snyder films too, but they had their faults, right? Like, clearly they didn't make a whole lot of money, at least all of them. I know Man of Steel and them did decent in Batman vs. Superman, but, there need to be a new direction. And so, I was kind of rolling my eyes when I saw a comment saying, David Corn's sweet, James Gunn Superman has got a lot to live up to, but I kind of agree with that. At first I didn't, and when I read that comment, I was kind of like, oh man, here we go. But after watching this finale, like, just the way it ended, I was literally over about to cry. Like, I was like, this is so beautifully told. This is such a good Superman. This is the definitive Superman. Like, I feel like just the way Tyler portrays the character, and not even just him, just the way this character is written, this is Superman. This is like somebody trying to do good, trying to protect everybody, trying to do what's right, And I really feel like, with Zack Snyder stuff, we got the dark, brooding Superman and that. But for the most part, Henry Cavill did a pretty good job as far as, like, portraying the Superman, this character. And I liked some of the darker tones they took with some of the stuff. But with David Cornsweet, with them going in that direction next year of going more lighthearted and more kind of Superman comics-wise, I'm really going to be sitting here thinking, wow, maybe he does have some competition because, clearly budget and stuff, that's it's clearly going to look better, but I just wonder if that Superman's going to be up to par. And I never thought I would say this about a show on fucking CW, but this show just kind of blew me out of the water. Met all my expectations. It's definitely one of my favorite shows this year, which once again surprised me, and it shouldn't have either. Because every time a season came on, I would kind of act like that, where I go, "Oh, it's on, I'm going to play it," and then I would just be like glued to the TV. And so I don't even know why I had these feelings. Probably because the CW label, which is why I feel like it didn't get the viewership that it deserved. But yeah, I'm giving this show a 9 out of 10. Mr. Chocolate Silver approval. Pretty much easiest score I've given all year. Without a shadow of a doubt. And I feel like that is due to budgetary reasons because, there's a few things here and there where you're like, oh, okay, whatever, this and that. But if they could have tweaked those, which isn't even fully their fault, this is damn near 10 out of 10. This is how you do a final season. This is how you end an episode, how you end a show. 4 seasons is all it took. And I wish it could have went on longer, but it didn't. And with that, please like, subscribe, and comment down below your thoughts on this finale. Comment down below on this season. How'd you feel about Lex Luthor? How'd you feel about Tyler or Superman for these 4 years that we watched? And let me know your thoughts in the upcoming future. I know Creature Commandos came on today at the time of recording this, so I'm excited to watch that. And that's what start the new DC Universe stuff. So let me know how you feel about that. And if any DC fans down below, let me know your favorite superhero down there from DC. I would say I'm kind of leaning towards the Superman route. I'd say like maybe him, Batman, Flash, but I've got some weird ones out there. So comment down below, let me know your thoughts, and with that, catch you guys on the next one.
After my wife, my family, my town, but all that ends right now!
I love my popcorn. Movies, popcorn.